working? Hi everyone, thanks for coming here tonight, and it's great to see so many people here, including Lord Mayor Anna Reynolds, that are eager to join us in the discussion here at the Longhouse to learn, collaborate and dream. Tonight we're going to be discussing the concept of land sharing and co-housing, what it is, why do it, how, as a way of responding to some of our current environmental and social challenges that we're faced with. At Designful and Homeful, our current and environmental and social challenges are front of mind for us, and we aim to lessen the impact of these through making good design available to more people and raising awareness. So I'd really love to welcome Ruth Langford now to tell us about the Longhouse.
I might just grab one of the room. Hello. Does yours work? Yeah, there we go. Hello everybody. Yapalingana, welcome to Nariniara at the Longhouse. My name is Ruth Langford. I'm a Yorta Yorta woman born here in Nipaluna, Lutruwita, Tasmania. My father is Australian, my mother is Yorta Yorta. My father was Tasmanian, went over to Victoria, spied my mum, fell in love, said, come for a holiday. And the classic Tasmanian story, here I am. And I've been very privileged to actually grow up within the Tasmanian Aboriginal community. And as I grew up, particularly for the first 5 years of my life, we lived in a very insular community where we knew lots of Aboriginal people, but we didn't know many non-Aboriginal people apart from my Australian father's family. So that gave me a very solid foundation in the understanding of shared resources. So First Nations people, we come from predominantly egalitarian societies that help understand the need for shared resources that are based upon relationships, where most colonial constructs are very much around the individual, the apex, the priority of those that have resources. And so as I grew up in these two different systems, what I really found is the desperate need that we now are facing ourselves is how do we unite those ancient traditions that were more cohesive and supportive of a shared society with the modern innovation to enable us all to move forward in a modern context. So what I would like to do is first of all welcome you to the Longhouse, which is a communal creation hub. Nariniara is an Aboriginal owned social enterprise. Several years ago, one of my aunties reminded me that Aboriginal people, our culture is a culture of trade. We don't have a culture of begging. And so one of the reasons why I came here to this place is to go, actually, I wanted to invigorate our trade, re-engage in social enterprise, but bring in the alignments of those core principles of how do you share resources. So some of you may be aware we are here partnered with Macquarie Point, who have developed the Edible Garden Precinct. We have designed this space so that everything is reusable. After 5 years, we can pick this up and move this away. The other thing is that in a response to climate change, we wanted to know, could we as a business operate where we as human beings changed our response to climate? So as you see, it's cold, people have blankets, we have a few heaters, but the most important thing that we wanted to do was we wanted to be reconnected with the land and country in an urban environment. So we can hear right now that it's raining. How many people have or do still currently work in office spaces where you may have been in there the whole day and you walk outside and you go, oh my God, it's warm. Or, oh my goodness, it's been raining today. Is anybody? Nobody. Oh yeah, okay, good. Tough crowd, you guys, look out. So, you know, one of the reasons is how do we shape our that which we wrap around us in order for us to deepen our connection to country and culture. Because as Aboriginal people, one of the first things that we learn is that country is the life force. Country is the eminent wisdom keeper. It is the knowledge base that will inform and literally forms who we are. So as a start to this day, what I would like to encourage people to participate with me in an acknowledgement of country. Often you will hear people that will stand up that will go, I'd like to pay my respects to the Moanina people and elders past and present and emerging. And that's really important that if that's something that you do, please do it as well. But I would invite you to take a little lean in to understanding why for First Nations people, and I believe many people, as the awakening of consciousness happens. We want to add depth, heart and meaning to our experiences, our rituals, as well as starting to connect more deeper so that we understand our own belonging. So, if you would like to join me, I encourage you each, and I'll get comfy, we're just going to take a couple of minutes in your chair, and maybe if you feel comfortable to close your eyes or to lower your gaze on the ground so that you can be as fully present to the inner knowing, that inner spiritual connection that we all have a human birthright to. And expanding from our heart, we deepen our imagination or realization of the earth, of the soil. And expanding to acknowledge the water, the lani, the fresh water. And we acknowledge the wisdom of our elders. As Uncle Jimmy Everett reminds us, we are water. And if you expand and acknowledge that right now water is falling on the top of Kanani, and imagining or connecting to that water as it moves with absolute grace and ease down the mountain. There is no effort in its movement, for it follows the natural pathway towards the wholeness of Timtimul-Mananya, the river. We acknowledge we are water. And within that flowing form, we too have the wisdom to move with ease and grace towards the wholeness of our connection. We acknowledge the culture that enabled a people to flow with the seasons, the knowing, and the land itself. We acknowledge the Moanina and all the Tasmanian Aboriginal community that have been here since time began. And we acknowledge the great disruptions. I stand before you with a blood lineage that has survived 2 ice ages. And so I also call forth your lineage, your grandmothers and your grandfathers, all of those who have gone before you, and all of those who have yet to be born. May within inside your lineage you find your loving, wise and world ancestors that seek to repair and heal, that want you to move with ease and grace and belonging, and can find a way to live in peace and harmony with the spirit of this land and the ancestral creation beings of the First Peoples. May with this in your heart, your mind and heart is open to the conversations that create the great healing that's necessary, the repair that's necessary, the truth-telling that's necessary. May their well-being be firstly for yourself, your family, and all beings. And if we breathe in deeply, connected to this beautiful spirit of place and your ancestors, may they be at peace here. And if you'd just like to open your eyes and come back into the space. So thank you so very much, everybody, today. Really looking forward to this conversation.